Hello YouTube, Captain Aaron here, or Claude Mods, which is my online name, or Aaron Douglas D'Souza, which is my real name. Just with a new video really, since I'm having a bit of an issue creating new Arch ISOs. So some of my Arch ISOs that I provide keep the software that I use, was using to create ISOs, and some of them delete the software, and the problem is the software's broke now, so if I reinstall the software I can't create an ISO out of it. I'm waiting for an update. I've messaged the developer, and well, he said that he's quite busy at the moment. So anyway, I'm a modifier, I modify things, I'm part of the modder community, and if you know me for being on the internet, if I can't get something done, I will make a tool to do what I want to do. So I've made a Arch ISO creator, and there is my tool on the internet, but currently you can't create a SquashFS with the tool, which is what I'm going to be making a video for today. So we've got my Arch ISO creator tool, and we've got a nice little slogan: sailing the 7 seas like penguins' eggs, remaster, sys, refractor, system back, and fiber optics. So these are some of the tools on the internet that you can use to create ISOs in different methods. Now, Penguin's Eggs is a big tool, there's a lot of functions in there, but for some reason it just every other time there'll be either a broken feature or, you know, but a broken feature is basically what made me to make this application. So if we go on the Plane Store, you can come to the Plane Store and you'll notice that the current function of making a SquashFS is not yet available. So this is why I'm making this video now, to show the new method that I'm adding into, well, it's going to be step 1, which is obviously create a SquashFS, and that's what we're going to be doing now in this video. It might take a minute or two, but the process of creating an ISO, of creating a SquashFS and then creating an ISO will be shown in this video. Let's try and keep this video short. We'll be pausing it as it's creating this, copying the files and then creating the SquashFS. And then once the SquashFS is created, that's when I will then use my tool to create that ISO. And obviously the file that's being used to create the SquashFS itself is going to be added into the tool shortly after this video. So anyway, what we want to do is we want to come here. We've got nothing here. We've got a build image folder. We have not got any SquashFS in this folder here. There's nothing here, absolutely nothing. We want it empty, and we want that folder to be around about 400 megabytes. So well, that's perfect. That's what we need. So we're going to launch a console. We've got some tools in here. We only need this file here, so we run this file. It's then going to copy everything that needs to be copied into a folder here. This is going to be the system. Once it's created, once it's created and everything has been put into a SquashFS, that's when I will then start the video back again. So I'm going to be saving a lot of time for people right here while pausing this video. This will take a minute or two. There is still things that I need to add into this application. It is a working project. There will not be source code for this project. I am closed source where I can be, and this will be one project that will be closed source, because it really has been an ag sitting there trying to get this all to function and work. And really and truly it's only 2 files that are being used, and there's probably about 150 lines of code per each file. Now of course I'm closed source, so I will not be showing them files or how long them scripts are actually in the file, or how many lines are actually in these files, but a rough estimate is around about 150. I will of course be remaining closed source with this project, so if you do wish to use my tool, there will be compiled C++ files that you can use to create your own ISOs. And obviously the main tool, which is C++ currently, will have all the functions in it, so you'll be able to create a SquashFS. This currently is not implemented. You'll be able to select a SquashFS, and then you'll be able to create an ISO, which is what we'll be showing in this video. Just give me a minute people, sorry, it's currently copying all the files that we need. Okay, quick little update. We are now creating the SquashFS out of the files that have been copied. So you can technically, you can technically use this command if you know what you're doing to create a SquashFS. That is part of the process. I will give you a clue, should I say, but I will not be giving the source code. I will remain hesitant to keep my source code closed source, since this has took such a long time to create this project. Now, I'm going to be moving forward by pausing the video, and once the SquashFS is created, I will then move forward onto the next step of the process of creating a ISO. Oh yeah, did I say, I can't remember if I said, I'm quite tired where I've been working on this for 2 days now. There is still things that I want to add in this to make it a little bit easier for users to know what's actually going on. So the process of this bit and what it's doing now isn't exactly what it would normally be showing. So it would be showing a process bar showing you how far along the process it is of making the SquashFS. But currently, obviously, I've made this application and it's not doing that yet, so it's not outputting what the command should normally be showing. So that would be something that I will be adding into this project. I just wanted to say that. Anyway, let's move forward. I'm going to pause the video. Once the SquashFS is made, that's when I'm going to then show the next step of the process. Hello people, I'm back. It's took me a minute. I've got my cap on now in the middle of the night, which makes no sense, just like some of the things that I do say on here. I try to keep on topic, although I'm not scripted, so it could be a bit random at times. Try and do this quickly. I've got some headphones here that I was playing music on through, should I say. So we've just created the SquashFS. So the SquashFS itself is called Claude Mods FS. This is what's just been created. If we go here, it's going to give us the time that it was created within seconds, so you know that I'm not lying. So it's about 4 GB, which should be perfectly fine to create a ISO. So if we go here, if we go anything bigger than 4 GB, I'm pretty sure that this is not set up for that. So the file's called Claude Mods SquashFS. We're going to create a boot menu called Captain Claude Mods. And we can put any picture that don't work at the moment because this feature is not being added yet. And we're going to call the ISO Claude Mods. And yeah, this is going to work perfect because this popped up properly. Now we're going to, whilst this is doing this process, I'm going to keep the video on for people and we can all witness this together. So if I just pull up the application, yeah, we all witness this together. There's a lot of people on the internet that think they can do this sort of work. It will take you hours on end. I mean, I put this project to rest 2 months ago until I figured out some more information and tried more things. And I can happily say that I did not fork anyone's project to make this application here or this project here. This is all from my own knowledge. It doesn't take a master to understand this and how things functions to create a bootable ISO. It's not hard, it is relatively easy, but all you need to know is the key things to how the things get created. If you don't know them, then you don't even you've got no chance of even starting the project. You need to know the key aspects for this to work. It took me, what, 2.5 months I put it to rest. I've only just been back at it now for the last 3 days, and I started off by working from a SquashFS. So I turned a SquashFS into an ISO, and that's how I worked out how to get the ISO to boot, because that's the problem I had last time. But then obviously the SquashFS part of it is something I didn't know. So I was creating a SquashFS, but it wasn't ready to be bootable. So now this is why I'm showing this today, because I've only just worked out today how to make the SquashFS bootable. Here we are. So we're copying the SquashFS now into the build image directory, and then it's going to create everything as one. This shouldn't take too long, it should take possibly about 3 minutes. So if we all just sit back and relax and get some popcorn, we're all going to see Claude Mods' Arch ISO creator create an ISO. You know, I'm happy to be sailing the 7 seas amongst the various other tools. Some of the biggest name tools are right here. So here we go. It's now copying this into an ISO. So some of the biggest name tools are actually named here. So we've got Penguin 6, it's a really big one, which is what I've been using for such a long time. Remaster Sys, Refractor System, Back and Forward Optics. And now we've got Claude mods. So I've basically made something basic. This is a basic tool. I want to add more functions. I want to make a Debian version. It's not going to be hard. This does pop up a little bit too soon, so the ISO isn't created yet. When this process is finished, the ISO will be created. So I do have plans to make a Debian version. It won't be hard. All I need is 3 files for Debian for it to work correctly, and that's in the process of this application here. So everything seems to have been made. So if we go here, we've got an ISO now called Claude Mods. If we go to Vert Manager, and you can see that I've got a running system of an old ISO that I created, and I'm going to go here, and you're going to see that the name of the ISO doesn't exist anymore, so we can't boot anything anymore. There is no, how can I put it? If you look here, there is no hard drive, because we are not booting from a hard drive, we are booting from an ISO. So, my ISO just got created, you see that, and then I'll boot the ISO to prove that this works. Captain Claude Mods. Booting Arch Linux for the first time. After creating an ISO using my tool. We get to this little bit, it might take a little bit of a minute or two, maybe 30 seconds. And we're going to log in as well. This is going to prove that we can log in on the ISO, so this might take a minute since I am recording. I'm going to log in. This also might take a minute since I am running in a virtual machine and I'm also recording. First time boot, we all know how long it can take. I'm not professional, I've had to do some testing to make sure that this works. Many hours. The home directory is HTML, no access to the home directory. The home directory is read-only in your environment. Plasma is unable to start. Oh, this is proof of concept. This is stage 1. We know we can create an ISO. We obviously know that this is now read-only, so we need to change this within the process of creating an ISO to not be read-only. And it's not hard. Should be relatively easy, and that is it for today really. I just wanted to show that the process of making an ISO is well and truly in the works, and that it is possible, and there's just some key things that I now need to change just to get the finishing product to be finished. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I will be updating a new video once I get more features added to the mix.